If the Giants were to win on Sunday and the Eagles didn't make the playoffs, it would be a disaster. A disaster. You basically could take the last 3 weeks and flush them down the toilet. That's how bad it would be. But I gotta tell you, I gotta believe that Carson Wentz, Miles Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins, Doug Peterson will not let that happen. That's why I think this Sunday will be the Eagles' most dominant win of the year.
Hail the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Diva! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans.
Dallas still stinks. Everybody do it. King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Me, I'm still celebrating Christmas. Basically, from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day, it's a big party in this house. We just keep celebrating, and that's what we're doing. So I'm enjoying it still. I hope you guys had a great day. Now, before I start this video, I have to make a little announcement. I will be handing in a list later this evening to Mark Holmes. I will be giving him a list of my people that need to be free to troll. So if you're not sure you're on the list or you want to be unblocked, put your name in the comment section down below so I can add you to the list. Probably going to do it within a couple hours. So definitely do that so we can get you free, because my people got to troll. Let my people troll, and they will, because the Eagles beat the Cowboys. Hey, you guys are free, so take advantage of it. Now, if you go at Mark and you're going to go at him like personal attacks and things like that, he's going to block you again. He's going to block you again. And there's nothing I can do about it. I have no power or control over his channel. I can get you initially unblocked, and then the rest is up to you. So just letting you guys know, be careful what you say as far as personal attacks. Keep it Cowboys, destroy that team, and you should be good to go. Now, Eagles Giants this Sunday, biggest game of the year. Last week was the biggest game of the year. Now it's this week. The Eagles can clinch the division with a win. And here's how I see it, okay? I'm going to get into my preview prediction video either tomorrow or Saturday morning. But, you know, one thing that I do know about these types of games late in the season, okay? When you have a team that is playing for something and you have a team that's not, usually the team that's not playing for anything, they're willing to give effort. They're willing to try to win as long as there's a chance to win. Okay? So to me, the most important thing the Eagles can do when they play the Giants is get up early. If the Eagles can come out, get up, let's say 10-0, 14-0 early, the Giants are going to quit. They're going to quit, because that's what normally happens in these situations. It's when you allow these teams that are playing for nothing to get into a fourth quarter situation where it's the last quarter of football for the year and they have a chance to win, chance to feel good going off the field, winning the last game, spoiling something against a rival. That's when they'll play hard. But if you take them out early, they'll quit. They'll quit. And that's what the Eagles are going to have to do with the Giants. It's very, very important that the Eagles go up early. And if they do that, I think that this game is going to be relatively easy. If the Eagles let the Giants hang around, if it's a close game, if the Giants go out in front early, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day, and we're going to have to sweat our balls off yet again. And I don't want to do it. I'm still waiting this year, and we really haven't seen it, for that one dominant performance by the Eagles where they just blow a team out, where they just go out and they just blow a team out, beat them bad, and it's over, and we don't have to stress. That's what I'm really hoping for. But look, the Giants, I'm going to tell you, the Giants, I give Bad Dog a lot of crap. I do, and I can't wait to sing the Bad Dog song after the Eagles beat the Giants on Sunday. You know, the Bad Dog is a mad dog, cause he knows the Giants always stink. He's got the ugliest feet on YouTube, and he works for NASA. You know that song? Can't wait to be singing that all day on Sunday. You know, I cannot wait. But the Eagles got to take care of business, and I'm going to tell you, the Giants, Giants got some good young players. They're getting better and better. They're going to get a high pick. Now, if I was a Giant fan, I would be more concerned about the higher pick. That's just me. I believe when you look at a top 10 pick, okay, I believe that in a top 10, when you draft in the top 10, I believe there's a big difference from 4 to 6, from 4 to 7, from 3 to 5. There's a huge difference a lot of times. So I would want the highest pick, but I'm not a Giant fan, so it doesn't matter. Okay? They want to go out. They want to spoil it for us. Hey, that's great. That's great. Give us your best shot. We'll be ready. We'll be ready. Because I do believe that this Eagles team is not going to have a letdown. I do believe that they know everything that they've been through, and they'll be ready. I mean, look, we can make fun. People can make fun of the Eagles and say, "Oh, they beat a crappy Giants team, and then they beat a crappy Redskins team." So those don't count really as clutch performances. But nobody can say that against the Dallas Cowboys game because that was for the division, right? Nobody can say it. And to me, you don't get that Dallas Cowboys game from this Eagles team without that win and the way they won in Washington, without the way they won in New York. These things build on each other, and the confidence that you see with this team is growing and growing and growing, and I'm very, very excited about it. So we'll get more into the breakdown later, but I have a lot of respect for Daniel Jones. I have a lot of, I'm a big Saquon Barkley guy. I think he's an absolute stud coming out of college. I was talking about him before the Giants we knew they would draft him. Okay, Saquon Barkley is a great player. So the Giants are dangerous, and they definitely are. And the key to basically, in my opinion, beating them is get up on them early. Get up on them early so all they're thinking about is getting this game over with and going on vacation, going home for the offseason. They don't want to go, players don't want to go home injured. They don't want to be hurt. They just want to get this game over with and be done. The best way you can do that is you got to go up and you got to get up on them early. And that's what the Eagles are going to have to do. Now, we do have good news. We have Jordan Howard probably coming back this week. I think that that's great. And then Doug Peterson was talking today about how Jordan Howard's going to have to work his way in, with the lineup. He's not going to just give him the number one running back spot back. Miles Sanders is the hot guy right now. He's going to choose to go with Miles Sanders, and he's going to go with the hot hand. That's very, very important. That's very good. I believe, and I'm going to do a video on this later. I'm going to wait a few days. I may wait till after the Giant game to do it. But Miles Sanders has to be considered one of the Rookie of the Year candidates. He has to be one of the candidates for Rookie of the Year. I think he has a legitimate shot. He has a legitimate shot. He's 7th in all-purpose yards for running backs. He's shattered pretty much every Eagles rookie record. The guy is a stud. Now, I like Miles Sanders coming out of college. I said I thought he could be a franchise running back who goes to many Pro Bowls, but I think I was wrong about him. I think I underestimate him. I think he's legitimately could be a top 3 to 4 to 5 back in this league for the next 10 years. He is got tremendous upside, more than I've ever even realized. And what I like about him is he didn't get a lot of playing time in college. So he's fresh. He's got fresh legs. You can see when he plays. And I think he's going to be good for a long time. And I think he definitely deserves Rookie of the Year considerations. I want to see what happens in this Giants game, but that's a video I'll be definitely doing within maybe the next couple days. Now, one other thing to note real quick is that Zach Ertz didn't practice, Lane Johnson didn't practice, Nelson Aguilar didn't practice. If I had to guess, if these guys are going to play, I'm going to say Zach Ertz toughs it out. I think he's tough. I think he knows what this is about this week, and I think he plays. He played through pain against the Cowboys. I think Lane Johnson, I have a feeling they're going to hold out one more week. I think he's really 50-50 right now. I did hear he's making progress, so we'll see. And then you have, it's just Nelson. He has a knee injury. They don't really talk about it. It's just kind of there. It's not getting better. It's not getting worse. It's just there. But all I got to say is, who cares? Who cares? Keep him the hell off the field. We're doing much better without him. I like Greg Wood Jr. I even like a couple catches I think Whiteside made. I want Robert Davis. I still think he needs to get targets and chances. He did have a catch. And then they brought up this kid, Dante Barnett. I don't know much about him. I know he's shifty. And I think that if you look at him, Greg Ward Jr., Robert Davis, I think these guys are actually better fits for Carson Wentz than Alshon was, than Nelson Aguilar was. I think these guys are a little shifty, a little quick, get a little more separation. I think it's a good thing. So I'm willing to roll with these guys. I trust them over I do Nelson Aguilar. So I'm okay with him not playing. And we'll see what this kid can do. And hopefully they'll give something to Robert Davis. I really would like to see him get a shot. Now, let's say the Eagles, for argument's sake, they should win. They should beat the Giants. But let's say, for argument's sake, the Eagles win. Okay? That means that they are the number 4 seed. They clinched the division. And they will host a playoff game in the first round. Now, there's been people who've been telling me, they're going to play Minnesota. They're going to play. This is the scenario. The Eagles can only play 2 teams in the first round. They're either going to play the 49ers or they're going to play the Seattle Seahawks. Both those teams are the only teams that they can play. Now, those 2 teams are playing each other this week in Seattle, I believe. If the Niners win, they clinch the division and the number 1 seed. Seattle would then be the 5th seed, and then the Eagles, of course, are the 4th seed. The 4th plays the 5th in the playoffs. So the Eagles are going to play the 5th seed. Minnesota Vikings are locked in at the 6th seed. They'll play the 3rd seed, which I'm guessing most likely will be the New Orleans Saints. So the Eagles are going to play Seattle and the Niners. And then if they win, they're probably going to play one of those other 2 teams too. Because if the Niners win, they're the number 1 seed. Okay, if Seattle wins, they still could be the 1 seed, the 2 seed, or the 3. There's a couple different scenarios. But here's what I know. If I'm going to play Seattle Seahawks, I don't want to go to Seattle. I don't want to go to Seattle. I don't want to play them in Seattle. I don't want anything to do with them in Seattle. They've had our number. They've had our number regardless whether it's in Seattle or Philly. But I think we have a better chance against them in Philly. So I would rather play, if I had a guess of what the perfect scenario is for me on this playoff branch and tree and how it's going to go, I would want Seattle and Philly for the first round of the playoffs. If the Eagles win that game, most likely, not definite, but most likely, they would have to head to San Francisco. Okay, they would play the number 1 seed in San Francisco. I think the Eagles would have a better chance against a San Francisco team who's really inexperienced as a team as a whole. Coach has never been in the playoffs as a head coach. You got some players like Richard Sherman, vets, yes. But for the most part, it's an inexperienced team going up against a veteran team who's won a Super Bowl with a lot of the players that they have. I think that's a better matchup for the Eagles. I think they could actually go in to San Francisco and they would have a shot, especially if round 2, Deshaun Jackson comes back. If Deshaun Jackson comes back in round 2, everything can change. Everything can change. So I think the best case scenario for the Eagles is to get Seattle at home and then go to San Francisco. I'd rather that than have to go basically play San Francisco at home and then go to Seattle or go to Green Bay. I would rather not. I'd rather go to San Francisco. And it's not to say San Francisco's not a good team. They are. They're very good. But I think inexperience can come in and play a factor, especially at home. Maybe pressure's on you. You hold the ball a little tight. Garoppolo, I don't know how many playoff games he's even played in, if any. So I think that would be the best case scenario if the Eagles beat the Giants. If they beat the Giants, I would rather play Seattle at home, and then I would rather go to San Francisco. And I think the Eagles can make some noise if they continue to get healthy. The great thing about the Eagles is they're getting hot. They're getting hot at the right time. And like I said, that overtime win against the Giants fed into that overtime against the Redskins, fed into that Dallas game. Now that's going to roll into this Giants game. This is how you get on a roll. This is how you get hot. So if the Eagles take care of business, they are going into the playoffs red hot. And if they can make it through the first round, you then get Deshaun Jackson back. And to add Deshaun Jackson back with Greg Ward Jr. and some of these other guys, and add a legitimate deep threat, could change everything for the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is very exciting, but the Eagles got to take care of business this week. With that said, Tell me what you guys think. Don't forget, if you want to get unblocked, put it in the comment section. I will talk to you guys later. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.